Hello and welcome to Cruise Control. This week we're taking a look at safety systems.
Now, the best way to survive a car crash is to avoid having one altogether. And that's where active safety systems like anti-lock brakes and ESP can step in to help you out.
But you can't always choose whether you want to have an accident or not. And then that's where passive safety comes in to save your hide. Today, we're going to take a look at ESP with our little obstacle course here to show you just how it works and what it does to help you keep in control.
Okay, now, so here we are in the Volkswagen Jetta.
Volkswagen Jetta, the death-defying Jetta. You're the death and it's defying.
Haha, very funny.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you want to tell everyone what ESP does?
ESP is not the things you can do with your mind, but the electronic stabilization program.
Okay.
Now what does that mean in English? As the name implies, keeps your car nice and stable no matter what the conditions are. Because ESP works by breaking each individual wheel of the car depending on the situation it's in.
Okay, so
we're going to go through this thing called a moose test. It's basically just a left-handed lever straight. At 50, you're not going to brake. And trust us, it doesn't look fast on camera, but it is pretty fast if you're me.
Alright, so let's go.
Mommy.
Getting up to 50 and no braking, right?
Yeah, no braking.
Okay.
Yeah, 50.
Yes, 50. Okay, hard left.
Yeah.
Hard right. Whoa!
You killed the car.
No, I didn't actually.
Okay,
but there was this blinking light like crazy.
Yes, that is the ESP light. So when we turn left and the car uses its sensors and goes, okay, you're obviously not going to make this your Julian. So it brakes the inside wheel for you.
Right.
Of the opposite part of the turn. So it turns the car.
Cool.
So that helps you keep control. I mean, you felt like, yeah, I totally did this, but it's actually the car.
Okay, sure, but I want to try it once without ESP.
I've got just a thing for you. What is that thingy? Our friends at Volkswagen have got to do some little tinkering with this, so don't try this at home, folks.
Well, maybe we shouldn't show the folks at home how it's done. Okay.
Yeah.
It took like forever to turn this.
Yeah, now this is our super secret project Jetta with ESP turned totally off.
Okay.
Something you do not want to try at home because, as you will see, ESP is very useful no matter where you are in the world.
Okay. So what's going to happen here?
Yeah, so we're going to do this moose test again. You know the spiel, 50.
50.
Don't brake.
No brakes.
And we shall pray to heaven results.
Alright, so once more, with no ESP, let's see what happens. Hang on tight.
Mommy.
Up to 50.
So, yes,
This
we killed a fair number of cones there.
Well, I think I've just knocked 2 over.
No, I think it's
That's
3.
not too bad,
it's
right?
3, yeah.
It's 3, okay.
Gone to cone heaven.
Okay, but what happened there? I mean,
Yeah, so it was the same nut behind the wheel, same speed and same car, but ESP was totally off. And you can see the kind of benefit that we had. You just couldn't hold on to it, right? I mean, the ground here is very, very dusty, very dirty. So you can see that ESP comes in very handy in wet conditions, when the road is dirty, when it's dusty, or when it's snowy. So, and you can never know when this kind of conditions appear, no matter where you are in the world. So ESP is really, really good for getting you out of a jam.
right. Okay, well, our producer is looking kind of cheesed off because he's got to go pick up all those codes. Let's do it one more time, but with ESP on.
Yeah, you can hit the cones anyway, make them do it. Peons, serfs.
Okay, last run with ESP.
Yeah, you can do better this time.
All right.
That's impressive. Nice save.
Thanks.
Talking to the car, not to you.
Fine, okay, but if you really want to see something that's designed to save you properly, you have to go back to the showroom for that.
Okay, but I'm going to drive this time.
No, I'm driving.
Yeah,
no, I'm
impressive.
You first. We've seen how active safety systems like ESP can help prevent you from getting into a crash altogether. But when it all goes horribly wrong, that's when passive safety systems take over to save your life. Now, the basic recipe for building a safe modern car is to have an extremely strong passenger cell, and that's to prevent all that crash energy from reaching you and your family members. But what happens to the energy that does make it into the cabin? Well, that's where airbags come into play.
Aha, you've discovered me in my fortress of airbag solitude.
Oh, brother. All right, so let's find out what airbags are.
Yeah, so airbags are bags of air.
No kidding.
But the cool thing is it's explosively filled with air in a millisecond after an impact to help manage the energy from the crash. So instead of mashing your face into the hard steering wheel, you have a nice soft bag of air.
Okay, this car seems to have like 6 airbags.
Yeah, it does.
Why do you need so many?
Well, each airbag has a different purpose.
Okay.
For example, we have our passenger and driver airbag.
Right.
Which is the basic kind of airbag. And you have your curtain airbag, which could be curtains for you if it wasn't there.
Oh, brother.
So, when it comes to airbags, the more the merrier.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, airbags are only half the story.
There are a number of different international and independent organizations that safety test cars.
One of the most comprehensive of these is EuroNCAP. They actually buy cars from dealerships so that they can crash test them.
And they crash test them in a number of different ways, such as front impact tests, side impact tests, and they see how the cars protect the occupants.
They even take child seats and see how easy they are to use and install, and then they crash test the cars with these child seats to see how well they protect children.
Yeah.
So that makes it easy for you to choose a car that's safe for your family.
The maximum rating for an NCAP test is 5 stars. Now, unlike the Jetta we drove earlier, not all cars have this 5-star rating. For example, cars without ESP can only get a maximum of 4 stars.
Now, if you really want to check if the car that you're thinking of buying has 5 stars, all you have to do is log on to EuroNCAP's website. So we've seen how active safety systems like ESP can save you from a dangerous situation. Worst case, you might need a change of underwear. But if things do go horribly wrong, you can't really plan how you're going to have a crash, and that's why you need as many airbags as possible. And here's a cruise control tip from us. If you really do want to see what an airbag is like and play around with it, head down to a car showroom. You really don't want to see one out on the road.